Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. Somebody sent me this fuzzy photograph and asked how to do it in a circle like this. It's really pretty easy. I'm going to go ahead and just move all this stuff out of the way. And for the one I'm doing it for, I'm going to take your let me get rid of my indexing lines. Couple of things with this graphic. See how big the bounding box is above the item? So what we're going to do with it selected, if you don't have it selected, everything else on your screen will be cropped out. Go to crop. And we really only need this one. So why have Corel Draw trace everything? Now, to help Corel Draw out, I strongly believe that if you make it small, it's easier to trace. So grab it, go to Trace Bitmap, Outline Trace, Clip Art. Now, remember, we only need the center one. And we're going to go to Object and Group or Ungroup. And we're going to set our nudge factor on 2 inches. And we're going to take that and move it out of the way. And we're going to take one of the circles and move it out of the way. We can delete all this. Now, this is pretty rough. And it's got some holes in it. It's got some rough part. And to me, it's nice, but it doesn't conform to the circle like I would do it. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to take this, the whole thing, and I'm going to left click, right click in black, and I'm going to think about which one's better. Well, matter of fact, for just a second, I'm going to Control G and then hit P to put it in the center of the page. And I'm going to say the bottom half is better. So if we take it all and go to Object and ungroup it again, and then select it again and go to Object and, well, select just that one and go to Object and break the curve apart, we can get rid of that little bad spot. Now I'm going to take a 2-point line, start drawing, hold down the Control button and hit P. I'm going to use the bottom half. I think it's a little better than the top half. So I'm just, instead of cutting this away, I'm just going to take the Smart Fill tool on any color and just fill it in. Now I'm going to nudge that out of the way. Now this ellipse is okay, but you can see it's not perfectly round. So why not just start with something perfectly round? So we're at, let's say 0.375. Let's just make an ellipse that's 0.375. Now we're 100% perfect. We're going to left click and right click, and we're going to clean this up first. And we're going to take these 2 nodes and delete them. And I'm going to take that node and delete it. And I'm going to take these 2 nodes and delete it. As long as nothing changes too much, let's see what this does. Yeah, doesn't change it too much. Now I'm going to bring in my circle, and I'm going to put it relatively in the hole. But you see it doesn't conform with the circle. So let's Control D and make a duplicate. While holding down the Shift key, let's make another edge. Okay? We pretty much want that right on the bottom. So I'm going to move it down just a hair. And I'm going to conform this to this. So I'm going to take matter of fact, what I'm going to do is just take this and take it over here. And don't worry about that it's not, I'm going to get it inside the circle pretty good ways. Maybe even take this one like right there, maybe, and see what that, you know what, a while ago, I think no, I guess that's right. I was thinking I moved the larger circle. Now, if we take our virtual segment delete key and We don't have to. We can delete that line, see what it looks like. Now let's take the Smart Fill tool and fill that in. And let's nudge it over and then fill that in and nudge it over. Look how the ball kind of fits in there perfectly. Now I'm going to take this one. I'm going to left click, right click. I'm going to control. You know what? There's a little bit of a dent right there. Let's try to delete that. Yep, that looks good. I'm going to take this and control D, and I'm going to mirror it both directions. And then I'm going to take that top node and put it right there. Now I'm going to take my virtual segment delete key and delete that line. Let's just delete all this stuff. Whoop, got too close to that. There's something, let me look at it under wireframe. Nope, I must have just been hitting it. Okay. Now I had to delete key on. For just a second, I'm going to take this and go left click, right click. I'm going to visually move this ball over, holding down the control button. See, this thing's a little bit of an angle. So since we didn't smart fill it. If we smart fill it, then it becomes one unit. Now let's nudge that over. Let's nudge this over and this over. Let's go ahead and make left click, right click. People are going, well, why did you fill it in if you're going to take it out? Well, when I filled it in, it became one unit. Now these two balls they are parallel. We can grab them both and hit T, and you can see they don't move. So we need to adjust this one a little bit. I'm going to double click on the rotation. I'm going to put the rotation there, and I'm going to bring this down a little bit. To kind of make it meet. Now this, I'm going to move over just a little bit. You know what? I'm going to change my nudge factor to like 0.01. And I'm going to nudge this guy over. I don't want to move him up. I want to just move him over. I think I'm going to rotate this a little bit more. Yep, that looks good. Now I want to make sure these are on the same plane, so I can take an indexing line and it'll snap to the center. Well, I need to turn on my indexing line, and you can see that they're in the center. So we're good to go. Now what we need to do is figure some things out. So we're going to take the parallel dimension tool and go from the center to the center, and we got 1.03, which is probably way too big. Let's turn off the indexing lines. So just remember 1.03. Always type it out. Or when I'm not making a video, I seriously just write it down on a piece of scratch paper. And let's call that good. We can make it, well, you know what? Let's do that. Let's make it something. Okay, this isn't grouped together, so Control G to group it. And let's change this to 99%. Let's change it to 97%. Okay, let's change it to 97.5. See, I'm changing the percentage. Let's go 101 now. Could go back uphill. Let's make it, and you don't have to do this. Let's make it 101.5. 99. Let's take this to well, that's really good enough. Let's go one more. Oh, somehow I grouped that together. Go up to Object, Group, and Ungroup. Then grab that. And let's go 100.5. No. 101.5. 100.5. 100. Okay, we're at 1 inch. Good enough for the video. You could run it out a little further. Now let's make an ellipse So just forget the 103 because we're at 1 inch exactly. Now what we need to do is ungroup it and take one of the balls away. Now let's group this. Okay, now let's make an ellipse. And we're going to make an ellipse. We're going to hit P, put it center page, which really doesn't matter. We're going to go to object and convert it to a curve. And then by doing that, now we can go to Windows, Dockers, and Properties, and go right here. And we're at 4769. Let's go 101%. 48, let's go 103. 49, let's go 104. Now, if you need it a particular size, you can always change it. Okay, now we're at 49.6. So let's go 103.5. Let's go 103.2. Wow, doesn't change very much. 103. I want it to be a little close. 102.8. Okay, look at that. We're only 2/100ths of a decimal off of being 49. So with that said, this is our, this shows 1.5 inches. Because we need just this 1 inch. This can be over. Now we're going to close this Docker, go up to Windows. No, I'll tell you back. Objects to path. Now, if this is 49 and this is 1, we need 49. But we've already got 1. So when that's selected, we're going to shift select our circle. And we're going to go 41. And we're going to put it in the center of the origin. Text to path takes a little time. You just don't get impatient. So we're off. That's almost a good mistake. We're not. I know why we're off. Not 41. We need 48 because we actually needed 49. And see, going back, sometimes I'll think, well, it's not working. So, yeah, we did everything right, I did everything right math-wise, but we needed 48, 49, so we're going to do 49. 8, because whenever Corel says duplicate, it's using the original. Let's see how close we are. Look at that. Now, one thing I love about text to path or object to path, you can get rid of your object, your path. And then from there on, you can do anything with this. Let's turn it all red and take away the outline. I'm going to make a copy of that. And, there's hundreds of things you can do with this. And in the original start of the video, I had one that was multicolored. So I'm going to Control G to group that. I'm going to get the interactive fill tool and I'm going to swipe across it. And I'm going to put yellow. I've got so much going on and so many pages open, my computer's getting slow. And you could just keep adding colors and colors and colors. Let's do black to make it stand out. Go up to Object, Order, Backup Page. That looks pretty cool. It's a seamless pattern, or at least on a sort. And this would work if I would have kept one. You could have a straight line of these things. Matter of fact, you could do this particular thing might even do a rectangle and somehow swoop it down. But anyway, I hope that helped that person, and thank you for watching.